always a good day when Jordan Binnington goes home unhappy. That was pretty smooth. I'm sorry if you guys don't entirely like me doing the whole hey, that was smooth. That wasn't thing for shipping out to Boston, but I kind of just can't help it. I like being my own critic, I guess. Bruins fans, it is time to hug it out for the 60th time this season. We are now one of the 4 teams in NHL history to record 60 wins in a season, putting us with the 1977 Oilers, not Oilers, freaking Canadiens, the 1977 Canadiens, the 1996 Detroit Red Wings, and the 2019 freaking who is it? The 2019 Tampa Bay Lightning. Fun fact: only one of those teams would end up going on to make the finals, let alone win them. The Habs won the finals. The Red Wings lost in the conference finals, and the Lightning. Well, we know what happened. They got swept in the first round, and then they got swept in the first round, and then what do you freaking do? They won 2 Stanley Cups in a row. Anyway, welcome back into the night, everybody. And going into this game against the Blues, I was pretty confident. I was not confident near the end of it, but I was pretty confident going in because you know the Blues had a massive sell-off. They sold off Ryan O'Reilly. They sold off Vladimir Tarasenko. They sold off Noah Shari. They sold off a decent part of that core that made the it was part of that 2019 Cup run. So I was thinking, okay, this is gonna be a pretty decent game. Not exactly one that we're gonna have an insane amount of trouble with, but I mean, it's the Blues. But Blues and the Bruins go back pretty far. Bobby Orr flying goal, anyone? But both teams are missing pretty important pieces of their core. In particular, for the Bruins, Bergeron, Krejci, and McAvoy are all out, and so this would end up being our starting lineup. A starting lineup that I can only really describe as if you try and recreate the Bruins, but forget to add any centers. Oscar Steen is back in the lineup, which is interesting. Not in a bad way, not in a good way, in an interesting way. I do like Oscar Steen, but I don't know. It's just kind of like, damn, this is a lot of people that were. It just means that this is a lot of people that were sitting. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ice, the Blues are without both Pavel Buchnevich and Matchbox 18 himself, Rob Thomas. So while we are down at this point in our top two centermen in an important part of our third line, and an important part of our fourth line, in our best defenseman and one of our best penalty killers, we go into this game at 59 wins. Just one more win. Oh yeah, also even though Coyle is a center, and they moved Frederick down to fourth line center, they're starting both of them in this game because, I mean, Frederick is a St. Louis boy. Frederick is a St. Louis kid, and so he is, and so you kind of gotta give the hometown what they love. But anyway, before puck drop, like, comment, subscribe. Please help out the channel. These past few videos are doing amazing. Anyway, puck drops and almost and pretty early on, and Frederick decides to give the hometown the home team stuff they love. He just completely decks Sammy Blade to the on a shoulder-to-shoulder hit. So badly that it ends up stopping play. And from the start of the game, it feels like the Blues are having the better shifts, but they aren't actually resulting in like proper scoring chances, and it ends in them allowing and it ends in Braden Shen high sticking Matt Grzelcyk. Braden Shen, remember that name. Is going to be coming up a lot in this one. But the Blues have allowed goals on 10 of their last 15 penalty kills, which means you know what that means. The Bruins are gonna allow the Blues to kill it. But almost immediately after the Blues kill the net, immediately after the Blues kill the penalty, they get a 3-on-2 on our against us, and they're driving to the net, and Ullmark stones them, and it results in the play going the other way, with Jake DeBrusk barreling down the ice at full speed, firing on Jordan Binnington, and the rebound going onto Trent Frederick's stick to tap in, but while he's crossing over, Jake DeBrusk's stick taps the puck, and so because DeBrusk was the last person to tap it, he ends up getting credited with the goal. That's a Frederick goal. I don't care. That's a Frederick goal. I know it's going down as a DeBrusk goal, and I'm not exactly disappointed that it's the DeBrusk goal. I'm just a little bit sad that it's not a Frederick goal. Anyway, later on in the first period, and after I realized, oh shoot, really none of these shots are looking all that convincing from St. Louis. It feels like they're just slinging shit at a wall and hoping it sticks. Their play is looking very Blueteus Maximus. Yes. Freaking AJ Greer ends up going for tripping, and Braden Shen, almost very quickly after the faceoff, he is sent off the ice. It's because I think Tomasz Nosek accidentally steps on his finger, and so his finger is being kept together with freaking tape at this point. Really, really unsettling, and hilariously enough, that is not the biggest, that is not the worst that Shen is going to face for the rest of the game. Anyway, Bruins kill the penalty, and that pretty much ends the first period. Second period starts, and it's pretty much second verse same as first. Bruins are putting on the pressure, but the Blues are getting a few good breakaways that don't really amount to anything, especially that Alex Toropchenko breakaway that Ullmark just nabs out of the air. Eventually, Zacha ends up going for boarding Jake Neighbors. Honestly, Jake Neighbors is, I'm not gonna lie, I had Jake Neighbors as a finalist for the Calder, and he isn't playing bad. Jake Neighbors is not playing bad, but I really thought that he would be doing a lot better than what he's doing right now. Now hold your horses. I didn't exactly think that he was going to be turning into the next Jack Hughes. I thought that he was going to be fine. I thought he was going to I thought he would at least give Beniers a run for his money on the Calder. Anyway, Neighbors goes back to the bench. It's just a little bit shaken up. He comes back into the game pretty quickly. He's not too fussed over it. But Zacha ends up going for boarding, and Braden Shen pretty much just turns into this his team into this game's personal punching bag. He gets hurt twice within the same freaking second, and Orlov, when trying to defend against the shot, accidentally gets Shen right under the eye. I honestly have no idea how this wasn't called, and it absolutely should have been. It's even more evidence that the refs are a complete joke. And but while that's happening, the shot goes directly off of Shen's hand, and so he gets hit with stick to the eye and a rubber bullet to the hand, pretty much simultaneously, and understandably he goes down the tunnel. And he's not the only one to suffer an injury here. Brad Marchand, honestly a really good penalty killer. Probably our best. Our best penalty killer in this game, at least. He ends up taking a point blank shot from, and he's hobbled. He's limping off the ice, and like hesitating getting back on the bench. And thankfully, he comes back into the game. He's all right. Bruins end up killing the penalty, and that's pretty much it. Now, I want to talk really quickly about Matt Kessel. Well, first game in the NHL, and honestly, I'm so happy for him. He's a UMass kid. I don't go to UMass. I go to Bridgewater State, but but my sister went to UMass, and I plan on going to UMass Amherst for graduate studies. It's so good to see him in the NHL. I saw him in a few games with Kel McCarr. Fantastic player, and it's just incredible to see him play. Hey, he didn't really have the best game today, but he didn't really have the best debut today. But he had, but you know what? You don't need to crush it out of the park on your first at bat. You know what happens? You know what you get when that happens? You turn into Daniel Nava. Don't know who Daniel Nava is? Ask any Boston Red Sox fan over the past like 10 or 12 years to who Daniel Nava is. Long story short, hit a grand slam on the first pitch of his MLB career, and after that it just all went downhill. But anyway, after that, Justin Falk ends up after the Bruins kill the Zacha penalty. Justin Falk ends up going for trip. He doesn't go for tripping. He completely just blocks a Bertuzzi shot. Like the Bruins have a fantastic opportunity in front of the Blues goal. And you know that point, and you know how like when that happens, the Bruins defense converges on the. When that happens to us, the Bruins defense like converges on the net, and that and makes some insane saves while potentially Swayman or Olmark are out of position. That was basically what happened here with Justin Falk. Bertuzzi has a really good shot that ends up getting stoned by Falk, but don't worry about it because a little bit later, Sammy Blais ends up going for tripping. The Bruins get a solid 45 seconds of delayed penalty time for a 6-on-5, and it is always fun when you get like over 30 seconds of delayed penalty because it's just like, come on, I know you can do it. It would be so fun to have this happen, but it doesn't happen. But really early on, the Bruins put the pressure on really well. They come out of the gate swinging at Binnington, and Pasta on a rebound, he circles back to his spot, and he's patient. He's tapping the puck back and forth. He is He is deadlocked on Binnington. He passes to Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi's at the back door to tap it in. 2-0 Bruins. And then less than a minute later, the fourth line just completely drives forward because since it's freaking Lauko, Frederick, and Steen. This is basically our momentum line. And Frederick passes to Lauko. Lauko fires on. Actually, no, it was Greer that shot. Greer fires on net. It bounces off of Binnington, and Oscar Steen gets the rebound to put the Bruins up 3-0. But they kind of take their foot off the gas. In the last few seconds of the period, Colton Parayko just completely blindsides Zaboral, and it allows Jordan Kyrou to fire an absolute piss missile on Linus Ullmark, and that keeps them from getting goosed. And then bad goes to worst. With Brandon Saad just completely Brandon Saad running through the entire Bruins defense. Like, we did put up some sort of resistance. Don't just allow a giant fuck me hole right in the middle of the ice. That sounded awful. Well, don't just allow a giant freaking lane right in front, right in the middle of the ice. Is for Saad to just run through, and then Torrey Krug, Bruins legend Torrey Krug, one of the few players on the Blues that I don't hate with every fiber of my being. It's pretty much just Torrey Krug and I don't know, probably freaking Jordan Kyrou. Oh, no, it's pretty much just those two. Oh, and both of them end up scoring this game, which is freaking great. He ends up picking up the trailer, and he scores to cut the lead to 1. And then worse goes to even worse when Clifton goes for cross-checking, and then just less than 30 seconds later, Noshik, high sticks. You guessed it, everyone. Braden Shen. So we get a minute 34 of 5-on-3 because Braden Shen is accident prone, I guess. And somehow we end up killing it. Like, we've been taking 5-on-3 penalties at this a lot recently, and at this point I'm wholeheartedly convinced that we're just taking 5-on-3 penalties just to prove that we can just to smugly say, look at this. We're literally just doing it to flex. Anyway, near the end of the third period, Connor Clifton goes absolutely ham on Brandon Saad, just decking him to the ground, and a little bit after that, the Blues pull Jordan Binnington, and I'm thinking, okay, this is it. We're gonna get possession, and we're gonna get an empty net goal, and that is how we get 60. But nope, that's not how we get 60. Jordan Kyrou has the Bruins cannot get meaningful possession, and they just allow Jordan Kyrou to have a wide open lane right in front of everyone, where like nobody is there, and that ties the game with less than 30 seconds left. And that sends us to everybody's least favorite part of hockey, overtime. I mean, overtime is fun, but it's not good when it goes to a shootout, which is what this one went to. But you go to overtime. And we almost closed it out. We almost closed it out like 3 separate times. First of all, the first one, I almost thought that we did. I almost thought that we were actually going to close it out. Until I realized, oh shoot, Pasta's offsides. And like as soon as we got the zone entry, I knew it was offsides. I was like, I was like, hold on a second. Where's the whistle? That shit was offsides. And lo and behold, it's offside. It's offside. So Orlov's goal from the bumper doesn't count. So we scored the goal to get 60 wins, and then it gets called back. And then after that, freaking Marchand ends up getting a wide open breakaway. Nobody's ahead of him, and barely anybody's behind him. And freaking, and like, you only have Binnington to beat, and you just put it right to him. You don't even try to deke him out or anything. No fancy stick work to try and bait him, to try and to give yourself a better chance of scoring. You just shoot. Yeah, shoot. Anyway, that kills OT. We're on to the shootout. Kyrou goes. He doesn't do anything. Coyle, he just waits and waits and waits and Jordan and Binnington blinks and he misses it. Binnington, that is. Binnington drops his stick a little too early, and it allows for Coyle to get to just barely thread the needle through the 5-hole, and that ends up as the game winner. But we don't know that yet because Jacob Vrana needs to do it. He doesn't score. Jake DeBrusk needs to do it. He doesn't score. Braden Shen, the butt monkey of the game, the Blueteus Maximus of the game, he tries to do it, and Allmark's save there kills the game. That's 60. I did not expect us to win 60. I did not expect this to be the way we win 60. But more importantly, I did not expect us to win 60. I thought that our upside was 50 wins this season. Like, wholeheartedly, I thought that our upside was 50 wins this season. But knowing that we're not, knowing that there's a very real possibility that we don't even score, that we don't even allow 20. Knowing that there's a very real possibility that we don't allow like 20 losses, that is insane. We just need 3 more. We just need 3 more wins to not only secure less than 20 losses, but also to secure the best regular season record in NHL history, at least in terms of wins. In terms of points, actually, yeah, we do still need. Actually, if we just get 3 more wins, we tie that record. And honestly, given the rest of our schedule, we absolutely are gonna win 3 more games. We're gonna win 3 more games, and more importantly, this is the last big break of the season. This is the last big break. We get a 3-day break: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Hey, happy Passover to everybody. Come Wednesday, and on Thursday, guess where I'm going? The Bruins versus the Leafs, and that's the last big break of the season. And we got a pretty decent break near this, around when the trade deadline was, and then we played 15 games in 25 days, and we came out of that pretty well. We came out of 15 and 25 with an 11-4 record. Our only losses were 3-2 to Edmonton at the very start of it, 5-3 to Detroit on the second half of a back-to-back with travel, 6-3 to Chicago. I still don't understand how that happened, and 2-1 to Nashville. I'm not gonna lie, and in that we managed to get another 7-game win streak. We won We won the games against Winnipeg, Minnesota, Buffalo, Ottawa, Montreal, Tampa, and Carolina. That is a 7-game win streak right there. And then, this is such a good team. This is such a good team. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to be to have covered this season, and I'm so happy to continue covering this season. That's gonna do it for Into the Den, everybody. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Take care. Blueteus Maximus. Oh my god. I am so stupid for coming up with that. But